All right, thank you very much, Byron. 7:05 here at WITZ. We have we've been there for a couple hours now, 36 degrees outside here this early part of the AM on a Friday morning. As I mentioned last hour, we're going to be talking about some criminals. Well, sort of. Criminal justice is the topic here this morning, and we'd like to welcome from Oakland City University, the assistant professor of criminal justice. He's got doctor in front of his name, too, Dr. Paul Bowdre. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. We chatted last time with the big guy there, the president, Ron Dempsey. So I guess your turn now, huh?
There you go. Yes.
Well, I enjoyed the conversation, learned a lot about the university and during his visit. Obviously a Christian university, and proud of it, too.
It is the important side of the university being a faith-based institution. So within the criminal justice program itself, all our courses have faith-based concepts, ideals infused within them. So that's sometimes unusual because we don't think of police officers and correctional officers in an environment from that perspective. But we add that to make a well-rounded individual going out into the world.
Okay, well, tell me a little bit about yourself and the audience out there, Dr. Paul Bowdre. What's your experience as far as criminal justice goes in your background?
Sure. I've been at the university now almost 7 years. I've got 23 plus or minus years of professional experience. I originally was a police officer and a paramedic in a small agency in South Florida. I moved over to a much larger agency, the Town of Palm Beach, Florida Police Department. Most of my time there was in organized crime. So I worked in drug trafficking, criminal intelligence, and white-collar crime. Worked my way up to captain. Left there, went to the Florida Department of Corrections for about 10 years as a law enforcement senior inspector. And I was assigned to conduct investigations, primarily violent crime investigations within a 24-prison region as such. Did that for about 10 years and then ended up in Wyoming and worked as an investigative lieutenant with the Wyoming Department of Corrections. So I had to see a variety of the world of criminal justice from a very urban state to a very rural state. And how I could essentially compare the different worlds that exist within the criminal justice realm.
Okay, I'm sure there were some similarities as far as criminals, but I can picture Wyoming is just wide open, and it seems like, it'd be a lot easier to get away with something because you're in the middle of nowhere.
Well, it may seem like that, and there's not as many law enforcement officers as there are in many other places, but there's not as many people. But law enforcement is a focus out there. Corrections is a very important part of that state, and it provides not only opportunities for jobs, but also the protection of the people and the visitors to the state itself. But it was an exciting time. It'd be nice when I visited the penitentiary and on the hill outside the institution are mule deer or antelopes sitting there looking at you.
Don't see that in Florida, do you?
No, don't see that in Florida. Nope. No, we would have alligators and everything else around like that around our prisons.
Wow, interesting. So you've been with Oakland City University now for 7 years. So you've seen a lot of growth on the campus. That place is growing, and for good reasons. There
has been a lot of change, and when I came on board, part of my task was to reinvigorate the criminal justice program, and it is an active, large program on the campus. The university itself is kind of a different environment, a very vibrant community as such. It's exciting to be on campus. You see students excited to be there. Faculty and staff really enjoy what they do and the contributions they give back to the community and to the students. So it is a very exciting place to be right now.
Now, obviously, criminal justice. There's a lot of different tentacles and different directions you can go with that degree. But what are some of those directions? Typically, I think criminal justice, and I think like the CSI Miami on TV and those kind of things. But there's different outlets.
Correct. We do have a concentration in the bachelor's degree program in investigative forensics, so crime scene investigation. And that's relatively new, about 4.5, 5 years old. That's our most popular area of criminal justice, obviously, because of the influences of media. But also, I think students see the value in having skill sets that they can bring to an agency, especially small law enforcement agencies that don't have an investigative unit, perhaps. They only have a group of patrol officers, and this becomes an individual that has many additional skills that they can contribute to the agency. But we had our graduates go and work with the state police here in Indiana, with the gaming law enforcement here in Indiana, small law enforcement agencies, the State Department of Corrections. So the gambit is really all over the place. And we've had people that take the criminal justice degree and go into business in other areas. So the criminal justice degree doesn't limit you to just a law enforcement or corrections career. It opens the door to many other things that employers see values in what the curriculum is offering to the students.
Okay, I can see maybe like some type of like security.
Well, security sometimes in the financial world of business.
Yeah, there's like computer crimes too, which maybe you guys cover too. I don't know.
Well, we have a computer science program, but in criminal justice, we've actually offered some courses from the computer side, but really looking at the internet and the dark side of the internet. I was a computer forensic examiner for a while with the Department of Corrections. So we bring in some of those stories and some of those experiences and skill sets. Plus, at the same time, we're trying to offer opportunities to students, not just to gain the skills that we want to offer them, practical skills, but we want them to walk away with kind of a professional side of education. So we've incorporated training and certifications in some of our courses, so when they leave us, they've already got some of the things that their law enforcement agencies, correctional agencies, would send them to training for. So we're getting them ready ahead of time for many of the things agencies need.
Okay, so if you're thinking you want a career in criminal justice, contact the university, obviously. Now, who would they talk to? Because this is fun stuff. I mean, that sounds interesting. I wish I'd have thought about that when I was young, because it sounds. I mean, you're doing a good thing.
Sure. I would encourage them to contact the university and ask for admissions. Admissions will contact several of us that teach within the criminal justice program. We'll reach out to the Dean of the Arts and Sciences. We'll make sure that they get a chance to, if they're interested, to sit in our classes, visit some of the facilities that we have for the criminal justice world, and the rest of the university itself. Because as a program, we've got some unique facilities that we use. We have a crime scene house. We've got several investigative laboratories, and we're growing in that world so the students get a lot of experience.
Okay, now crime scene house, that sounds interesting. Is it literally what it sounds like? It's like a house and you kind of set up a fake crime scene and they have to investigate and kind of figure out, kind of like the game Clue, but on a real level.
Yes, it's exactly that. It's a 1,200 square foot house on the edge of campus, university house, that was shared with the CJ program. And we have multiple rooms set up for different purposes: a home office, a family room, a living dining room area, a kitchen, bathroom, bedroom, and we can set up different types of crime scenes, and the students in various classes go in and investigate those. So we teach them the very basics of criminal investigation and investigative forensics, and they practice that within the house essentially.
Okay. Are there like little rules, like basic stuff? Is there like, who, what, why, when, where, or like a couple of simple things that, would be like a 101 course?
Sure. We teach that not only in an introductory course of criminal justice, but we teach it in criminal investigations, and we reinforce it throughout the program. But yes, there are some very basic things to be aware of, to act on, to do, and to pay attention to as you approach that crime scene. So that starts outside of the house or outside of the scene and works your way in depending on what your task is with respect to that scene. So right now I'm teaching an advanced crime scene investigation course, and we've already formed teams within our students. We'll rotate them so they get to learn to work with students that they may not normally work with in a class, teach them different skills, and get them to grow as essentially someone that knows about investigations but has not actually performed them, and actually get them to perform entry level and then some moderately advanced investigative scenes. Part of that is we're looking to grow the crime scene house into having a clandestine grave investigative area. So the students really enjoy the uniqueness of the program, but what we're able to bring to them that's out in the real world that they don't always see.
Wow. So you guys go all out. And it's good to get that, the real life, hands-on experience. You can't learn everything out of a book.
That's exactly right. I mean, you can't learn everything from professors just telling something or reading a book. We want them to go out there and practice it. So in my class right now, the advanced CSI class, it is almost all 90% hands-on activities. So they have fun, But at the time they're having fun, they're learning, and quite often they don't realize how much they're learning while they're having fun.
That's the best kind of learning. It really is. When you're not realizing, hey, I just learned something and it was actually fun.
You're right. You're exactly right.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, Oakland City University, the crime scene house sounds good and interesting. Future goals, any obviously you're a growing campus. Any other plans you have as far as criminal justice?
Sure. For criminal justice, we're looking to create an investigative laboratory, computer-based, where we can actually analyze fingerprints, footprints, tire prints, move into, as you indicated, a little bit of the computer investigative side, the forensic side. We have been provided a space to grow into that. We just need to secure the equipment, essentially.
Yeah.
But we just, again, over the Christmas break, we took 2 photo labs that we used to have, black and white color print labs on campus, and we converted those to labs, one for fingerprint processing and the other for other types of processing. And the students are in there every day in their classes, 3 to 5 days a week, working on various activities, the practical side. So we want to keep growing the kind of equipment we have. We want to make sure, and all the equipment our students use is the same type of equipment that state police agencies have, any law enforcement agency would have. So they learn on the stuff that they're going to use when they get into a job in the future.
Yeah, so learning in real time.
It is.
Now, do the students maybe at sometimes get to actually maybe visit with local police departments or authorities, maybe, kind of tag along and see how a day goes, or?
Right. We have opportunities for them to go out into the field and visit courts, law enforcement agencies, and correctional agencies. We also have internship opportunities where the students can go out to a site and spend 120 hours with the agency itself. We've had students recently with the Warwick County Sheriff's Office, with the state police, and they get to spend a significant amount of time, learn that side of the world. It becomes almost like a long-term job interview during a semester. They get to see what goes on there, but they also get a chance to make an impression on the agencies. And we've been lucky that since I've been at Oakland City, with the exception of one student that didn't go into criminal justice, she went into business, every one of our students that participated in internship were hired by the agencies that they did the internship with.
Wow, that's job security right there. We always want to, that's the whole reason, you go to school to get that job that you love and you want, and it's right there at your fingertips.
Exactly right. And we try to provide opportunities for them to learn about other types of experiences within the criminal justice field. So they may end up with a police department that's their first step, and they'll be there for 5-8 years type of thing. And then they may want to go to a federal agency, that type of thing. So they get experience learning about those in our program, and sometimes visiting with those agencies to grow.
Okay, now, Paul, you've mentioned a little bit about your background. I'm sure there's other people involved in the courses taught with criminal justice within, Oakland City University. Most of the teachers have a background. They've experienced, some similar things that you have?
Yes, every one of the faculty members in criminal justice have a professional side of experience in criminal justice in some area, plus the educational credentials. So on campus right now, there's 3 of us as the focus faculty. All of us have criminal justice experience and the educational credentials, but then many of our adjunct or part-time instructors are active law enforcement and correctional officers working in the field, so they're working with us part-time, so they're able to share their 40-hour-a-week plus experiences with our students. Okay,
so you get to hear from the guys and gals that actually go out and do the work.
Exactly right.
Now, as far as students, I've been led to believe that, it's probably usually 50-50, male, female. Is that the case with criminal justice, or is it a little off balance?
Well, the 50-50, you're exactly right. Oakland City University is about half men, half women. But in criminal justice, we're about 2/3 women and 1/3 men. So a little bit different. But I think the fact is that our program is something that we make learning fun and available to anyone, and women especially see value in our program and come there, but the men do too. But we just seem to have more women that find their way to us. We've got quite a diversity of people, not only men, women, but where our students come from. We as a university, we have a large number of international students. We're growing international students interested in the criminal justice program. So many of them are interested in taking back to their home countries what they're learning about the American criminal justice system and then building on something back home.
Now, criminal justice, we tend to just think, police officers. Some of the other aspects, does this go into like the courtroom?
Well, we do have opportunities that they can spend time with prosecutors and with the courts, probation and parole also. But it's really an opportunity is we try early on in the program to talk to students to see what their interests are. So we can help guide them to elective courses in the criminal justice program that build upon those potential interests and then connect them to the real world type of things. So we got the courts, but we can get people out into different fields outside of traditional law enforcement, wildlife game enforcement, sending students to our tri-state area, getting experience in different agencies that exist there. As I indicated, I went from Florida to Wyoming, and I did not ahead of time realize the stark contrast that exists there. You're right, criminal justice is criminal justice, but understanding the environment. And we try to share opportunities so students can go out and learn about what criminal justice is like out west. They may want to move to the Mountain West or to the Southeast or stay in Southern Indiana type of thing. But we want them to grow as individuals, well-rounded, but also as a good student that can go out and work just about anywhere.
All right. I guess every community area is a little different.
It is.
So
it is. Well, and as I said, I worked. I lived in South Florida in Palm Beach County. Worked for a small agency, a bedroom community originally, but then when I went to work for the town of Palm Beach, my eyes were opened up to a different world. And we didn't treat anyone differently there, but the people, the environment, the houses, the shopping districts are different. So you adjust your actions and law enforcement, but you still enforce the laws. You still take care of what you need to take care of.
It's all about the people too. It's kind of like the difference between like Mayberry, Andy Griffith, and like Miami Vice.
You're exactly right.
It depends on where you're at.
So my experience is that that kind of thing is walking when I would walk a beat in Palm Beach, saying hello, getting to know the people on the street. But then when I went to narcotics, a completely different world. But we still said hi to people. We still said please and thank you. We were kind of an unusual group of investigators. But getting to know the people, working with the people, meeting their needs is critical.
Yeah. Now, if you want to take a course here, criminal justice, do you guys offer associate's degrees, bachelor's, both?
We have an associate degree in criminal justice, a bachelor's degree on campus in criminal justice with a generalist focus and an investigative forensics. We have an online bachelor's degree in criminal justice, and then we support the business department, and we offer 3 graduate courses in criminal justice for those interested in specializing in criminal justice administration in a business degree.
Okay. And there's lots of opportunities for employment, too. I know the department's always looking for police officers and dispatchers, and that's pretty much nationwide.
There's a shortage of people.
Older police officers retire, and you got a little gap to fill.
Yeah, the tough part is getting the qualified people, the people that will fit your agency. But yes, we open those doors to here are the opportunities that exist for everybody. And again, as I mentioned, the first step is sometimes to add internship. So they're aware, the students are aware of what's out there. I mean, we can show them, we can guide them about job opportunities, but sometimes getting out there and talking to someone in the field, spending a little bit of time with them, they then can narrow down where they want to be, what kind of job. But you're exactly right. There are plenty of opportunities, plenty of growth opportunities within criminal justice for them to go anywhere they want.
All right, Oakland City University. It's a Christian university with a state university price. I think it's one of the tags I've seen on one of the Facebook things that scroll down my feed.
It's a very affordable university for anybody to attend, and we provide I believe in excellent education and services to help the students become better people once they leave the university.
Absolutely. And if you're listening to my voice, you're just a hop, skip, and a jump from Oakland City. It's a short drive, lots of space on campus. I guess you don't have to live on campus, but I think most students probably do.
Many of our students do. We're building a new residence hall currently.
Growing.
So we're growing. I think the new residence hall is essentially full right now before it's even finished being built.
Better start on another one.
So the growth of the university over the last few years is tremendous. Dr. Dempsey has set some ambitious goals for us, and as an institution, everyone's working to make us meet those goals, move forward, grow in prosperous ways.
Yes. You guys have been doing something right. I know you weren't around for the original start, but I think it was, 1886 it began, and it's still going strong. So hats off. So Oakland City University. Paul Bowdre, our guest here this morning, I certainly thank you, man. There's so much involved.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate your time.
It's an exciting place to be, and I would encourage anyone that's interested in a college education to consider Oakland City University, especially those interested in criminal justice.
Absolutely. And obviously you have many other courses there other than criminal justice, but you can take more than one. You can major in one, minor in another. There's endless opportunities.
Exactly right. In criminal justice, many of our students minor in psychology, areas of business, areas in science, and some students that are in other degree programs minor in one of the three minors in criminal justice, our general CJ minor, investigative forensics, and corrections. So there's a lot of opportunity to move around campus and grow in many different fields.
Okay. Well, one of these days, invite me down to the crime scene house. I want to see if I can figure one of those things out. I've seen enough TV. I think I'm an expert, but I probably don't have a clue.
We can make sure there's several scenes set up for you. You're welcome to come.
That'd be great. And if someone is interested maybe in pursuing a degree, hey, I'm thinking about coming here. Can you show me what you guys do here?
Sure. I mean,
that'd be cool.
If someone's just driving by, stop by the campus. We'll take you around campus, take you to the crime scene house. We'll teach you some of the basics of what some of our students learning, some of our classes if you're just there for a short time, or you're welcome to join our classes.
Okay, so if you're getting ready to graduate or heck, maybe you've been out of school for 4 years, there's no age limit.
There is none.
You're never too old to learn.
Exactly right.
All right. Paul Bowdre, thank you so much for your time. I certainly appreciate it. I look forward to next month. We'll talk with another staff member. I know you guys got a football program you're starting up, too. That's going to be fun down there.
We have some of our football players already on campus this semester, and looking forward to the program starting next.
Any criminal justice players?
Tell you the truth, I'm not sure.
Not sure? Okay.
But we've got a group of the football players there, but yes, next fall. Football starts, and it's going to be an exciting time on campus.
All right, Oakland City University. Stop by in person or look them up online. I'm sure you're on all the Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff.
Yes, sir.
So great. Thanks again for your time. Great talk with you, and good luck, and go catch them criminals.